The Girl I Met on Tinder, Part 2. Daniel texted her the next morning. He didn't wait. He didn't play games or count hours to seem less interested. He just sent, "Coffee tomorrow? Or today? I'm flexible." She replied in 2 minutes. "Today. Same place. 2 p.m.? Perfect," he wrote back. He stared at his phone for a moment after she replied. He was smiling without meaning to. It had been a long time since something this simple made him happy. They met every day that week. Not because they planned it. It just happened. Each time they said goodbye, one of them would say, "Tomorrow?" And the other would say yes before they even thought about it. On Wednesday, they walked through the park even though it was cold. Mara wore a red scarf and kept her hands in her pockets. Daniel wanted to hold her hand but didn't know if it was too soon. She solved the problem for him. She just reached out and took his hand while they were walking. She didn't make a big thing of it. She just did it, like it was the most natural thing in the world. She said,
"Your hands are warm."
He said.
"Yours are freezing."
"I know. That's why I'm holding yours."
He laughed. She squeezed his hand a little tighter. On Friday night, they went to dinner at a small Italian place near her apartment. The kind of place with checkered tablecloths and candles in wine bottles. It felt like somewhere people went on dates in old movies. They shared a pizza and a bottle of red wine. Mara told him about her job. She worked at a non-profit that helped refugees find housing. It was hard work, she said. Sometimes it broke her heart, but it also reminded her that people were good, even when the world wasn't. Daniel told her about his job. He worked as a graphic designer. He made logos and websites for small businesses. It wasn't exciting, he said, but he liked helping people who were just starting out, who had big dreams and small budgets. "That sounds nice," Mara said. "You help people tell their story." He had never thought of it that way before. After dinner, they walked slowly back toward her apartment. The streets were quiet. The air smelled like rain that hadn't fallen yet. They stopped in front of her building. She lived on the 3rd floor of an old brick building with a blue door. "Do you want to come up?" she asked. "Just for tea. I make really good tea." He knew what the question really meant. Not just tea, but also, "I trust you. I want you to stay a little longer." "I'd like that," he said. Her apartment was small and warm. There were books everywhere on shelves, on the coffee table, stacked beside the couch. There were plants in the window and a yellow blanket draped over a chair. It looked like her, soft and real and lived in. She made tea, chamomile with honey. They sat on the couch with their mugs and talked quietly. And then, in the middle of a sentence, she stopped. She put her mug down. She looked at her hands. "Daniel," she said, "I need to tell you something." His chest went tight. Here it was. The thing people always needed to say. The thing that changed everything. "Okay," he said quietly. She took a breath. "I was engaged," she said. 2 years ago. His name was Tom. We were together for 4 years. We had a wedding planned. I had a dress. Daniel didn't say anything. He just waited. 3 months before the wedding, she said, "I realized I didn't want to marry him. Not because he was bad. He wasn't. He was kind and smart, and everyone loved him. But I didn't love him. Not the way you're supposed to love someone you're going to marry." She looked up at Daniel. Her eyes were shiny, but she wasn't crying. "I called it off," she said. "I broke his heart. I broke my own heart too, in a different way, and everyone was so angry with me. My parents, his parents, our friends. They said I was cold, that I didn't know what I was giving up, that I would regret it." "Do you?" Daniel asked. "Regret it?" She shook her head. "No, it was the right thing to do, but it was the hardest thing I've ever done. And after that, I was scared. Scared that maybe I was broken. That maybe I couldn't love anyone the right way, that I would hurt someone again. She looked at him. I didn't want to tell you too soon, she said. But I also didn't want to wait too long. Because this us, it already feels like something. And if it's going to be something, you should know who I am. All of it. Daniel sat with that for a moment. Then he said, Can I tell you something? She nodded. I think what you did was brave, he said. Most people would have gone through with it. They would have stood at that altar and said yes, even though they knew it was wrong. You chose honesty, even when it cost you everything. That's not broken, Mara. That's the opposite of broken. Her eyes filled with tears then. Real ones. You mean that? She whispered. Every word, he said. She leaned forward and kissed him. It was soft and slow and tasted like chamomile and honey. When she pulled back, she was smiling through her tears. I'm so glad I swiped right, she said. Me too, he said. He stayed that night. Not in the way that means something else. He just stayed. They fell asleep on the couch, her head on his chest, his arm around her shoulders, the yellow blanket pulled over both of them. In the morning, the light came through the window and landed on her face. She opened her eyes and looked at him. Hi, she said. Hi, he said. You're still here, she said. Of course I'm still here, he said. She smiled. That smile, the real one, the one that had started all of this. And Daniel thought, this is what spring does with the cherry trees. It wakes them up. It makes them bloom. But nothing in life stays simple for long. 2 weeks later, Mara got a phone call. It was her old boss from Lisbon, the one from the restaurant by the river. She was opening a new place, bigger, better, and she wanted Mara to come back and help her run it. It's only for 6 months, Mara told Daniel when she came over that night. She looked tired, confused. She needs someone she trusts, someone who knows how she works. It's a really big opportunity. Daniel's stomach dropped, but he kept his face calm. When would you leave? He asked. 2 weeks, she said. I know, it's fast, too fast. They sat in silence for a moment. What do you want to do? He asked. I don't know, she said. A month ago, I would have said yes immediately, but now, she looked at him. Now there's you. Daniel felt something break open in his chest. Mara, he said. We've known each other for 3 weeks. I know, she said. That's not very long, he said. I know, she said again. But it feels like more, he said quietly. She nodded. It does. They looked at each other. So what do we do? She asked. Daniel thought about it. He thought about his grandmother's handwriting in the jar, about his father building furniture on weekends, about Mara calling off her wedding because she knew it was wrong. He thought about doing the brave thing, even when it was hard. I think, he said slowly, you should go. Her face fell. What? Not because I don't care, he said quickly. Because I do. But this is your life, your dream, and I'm not going to be the reason you say no to something you want. But what about us? She asked. Her voice was small. He took her hand. 6 months, he said. That's what you said, right? You'll be back in 6 months. That's a long time, she said. I know, he said. But if this is real, if we're real, then 6 months won't change that. She looked at him for a long time. Then she started crying. Not sad crying. Something else. How are you this good? She whispered. I'm not, he said. I'm terrified. But I also know that the right thing is usually the hard thing. She kissed him. Hard. Like she was trying to remember the taste of it. I'm coming back, she said. I promise. I know, he said. But he didn't know. Not really. Nobody ever does. This is to say, sometimes love means holding on, and sometimes it means letting go. The hardest part is knowing which one to do.